Okay.
Hello, everyone. Here we are for another day of Skytear. Apologies if you were watching the stream earlier. This is my first time streaming, and I literally just woke up from a nap after a very long weekend. So I apologize for all the issues, but I think everything should be good now. Please let us know in the chat if there are any issues, and I will try and pay attention to what is being said there. But here we are with the March World Qualifier quarterfinals between Gameslayer and Pythoner. I'm here with C-Dubs, aka Chris, and I am Kirito here.
Hey guys.
So we're just gonna catch you up real quick on everything that we that has happened already because of how much we suck.
Wow.
So what we missed already was looks like they're gonna keep going. Okay. Uh, Shafathi worshipped and moved into the dome, swapping with the illusion and led from Pythoner, and then Yami moved over a minion, worshipped in on Shafathi. Then
Mhm.
Joe Pythoner moved in with Sethru, and I guess got hit by Skytear discharge on the way. And now Gameslayer is also moving
For
in with Sethru
5.
for
For
5,
5.
collecting a +3 on the the discharge.
And
And now the
then
other
and then
Sethru
he
is
just
going in.
attacked. He just attacked for +3 as well. So Sethru's at 3 on turn 1. That's crazy. Like if he has a shatter mine or anything, like he's just gone. That could be a quick obstinacy at that point. Never seen that much damage.
Okay, I don't see anyone in the chat yet, but hopefully it's working.
So we got Cootie going last.
Says there are 3 viewers. Please let us know if the sound is working.
And he's saying no Chris. Tim is.
Tim said sounding good.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Yeah. All
I've
right.
noticed
Cool.
it my area. Yep. So Cootie moved in to the dome, and there's a big wall now, and she worshipped. So I guess Sakoshi has to go to the other dome if he really wants it, or he can push the lane. He might just go kill a minion and then let the lane push itself.
Gameslayer has not doesn't have a lead in there, so he's not. Oh, never mind. Sethru led. Yeah, probably move, kill a minion, and then move into the dome on the other side. So it should tie it, and he can push the lane forward.
Mm-hmm. Unless he just wants to kill Sethru, because he can just worship him and attack, right? But then you're taking a liability of that, like Sethru playing a clear mind or something, countering the attack. Yep, he's just gonna take the safe route. Looks like minion and go in.
He did have the option to worship and attack through the dome perimeter, but
That's what I was
elected not to
saying.
do that. Yeah.
It's the risky play because clear mind just counters it, and so does even release would, because Shafathi could release Sethru. Because it would be good because like Sethru is at 3, like he could just kill him and not actually have to go in. Because who led? Oh, Shafathi led. Never mind.
So there's
But I
Alb in
guess
the
he could.
lane. So he wins by 2. That'll also kill the minion.
Mm-hmm.
And Gameslayer draws a card for winning the lane. Did they
Yeah,
flip
that's
their
like
lead yet?
it's one of the nice perks. The new rules is just be able to get those cards. Because if you tie everything, you just don't get the cards,
Yep.
and
Speaking
but
of
you still get
tying
the 2 cards.
everything, speaking of tying everything
Yep.
and not getting cards, I'm assuming the dome is going to be tied. Did they
Yes.
flip it yet?
Yeah, the dome is tied.
Okay. So I guess they both led with a 3, so Dome is tied, so they're on round 2 now, after they clean up all their cards.
Yep.
Looks like Pythoner is going to have to discard 1.
We could see a Nexus or I don't know, like if he eliminates Sethru, I guess he's going second. Sethru is dead, pretty much. Unless he can do some miraculous things.
Yeah,
There's nowhere to hide.
he actually could have done move worship on Sethru and attack Sethru.
Yeah, but like I said,
On
like
there.
if he clear binds, then he just counters it.
Yeah.
Clear mind. So it's I've done that several times.
Yeah.
It feels good against Sakoshi to do that.
I didn't realize how low
So
Sethru was because I was getting the trying to make sure all the sound was working. But yeah,
yeah,
that was definitely an
he
option there.
flipped +3 on Skytear discharge, and then on the attack with Sethru to Sethru was a +3. So he did 11 with those two action with the card and an attack, which is nuts.
Definitely looks like Gameslayer is in an advantageous position here, but Pythoner still
Just
has
2
that
flips.
flux. Pythoner still has
Yep.
that flux that he hasn't used yet, and the flux is always a very way to easily equalize things.
Yeah, what do you think would equalize it with the flux for him?
I mean that would depend on what's in his deck. And as
I'm
we were
just like,
saying
if you think of
before,
card pool, card pool. Just go from card pool in general,
yeah,
not deck pool.
I just want to mention real quick though, in case people missed it before when we were having technical issues, or more like me being an idiot issues. Um, but we are not going to go over the exact deck lists. We're only going to talk about cards that we see at the time to not give anybody a competitive advantage for future rounds in this qualifier. Certain cards that could give him the advantage, though, especially with him having a cutie, presence is always going to be a thing. Of course, that's a 2-mana card, but he can pair that with a 1-mana card. If we're talking about 3-mana cards, something like Refract or Soul Scream. Unstoppable is another one. Ice Wall. The heroes all lined up like that could be entertaining.
That's nice. Then you can just like protect both mages. That'd be nice. It's only for one activation, but it could be enough sometimes. But I think he's just going for blood immediately.
Oh,
Unless
here we
he's
see the
trying to set up a
flux.
double kill. You never know. You might see like Gameslayer trying to dwindle down another hero for a double kill. I'm not
There's the
sure.
unstoppable. The flux. This
Ooh.
is Shafathi activating. He's gonna
Oh, he's
move.
discharged again in response to the unstoppable or the move.
But he decides not to leave the dome. I guess he thought he might be coming after Sakoshi.
Yeah, because he can move across the lane. Still not all the way into the dome across the lane, but you can skirmish in. It's just like not really that efficient. So I think just going straight for Sethru is the correct play, and not taking the discharge damage either.
What did he flip on that attack? I guess he ended up doing 6 damage, so I guess a +1.
3. Oh, +1 because it's +2 already. And
Right.
then he does a skirmish for
Another 4 damage.
another. So 2. He flipped a 2.
Yeah.
Or no,
So
0.
reminder,
Yeah,
frenzy now
+2.
is +2 attack, +2 skirmish.
Yep.
No additional
And he
attack or anything.
skirmish into the cover hex.
Yeah, has the heroes perfectly aligned in a triangle to be hit by all the AoE things like Wind Blast. On round
And
3 at
Silent
least.
Ambassador. Silent Ambassador.
Yeah, Silent Ambassador.
That's Snowstorm.
That would hurt.
It does.
Yeah. Do you want to move the round tracker to 2?
Yeah, we'll go. So
Yeah,
what do
that
you
was a
think
lot of
Gameslayer is
damage.
gonna do?
So we have
Both
Sethru at 3
ways.
and Sethru at 4.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm guessing Gameslayer is trying to decide if he wants to activate Sethru before he dies or let him die so that way a chemo can come in round 3 instead of round 4.
Yeah, I can see that. Just like Yami. Well, then it's like, does Yami go for his Sethuru?
Yeah. So he is activating
Mm.
Sethuru.
Oh, he's just
He's
doing
gonna
it.
worship.
Can't put the control. You can only put it way back there or there
Yep.
in the dome.
I mean, he could put it outside the dome and do something from outside, but then he doesn't have line of sight to it. So I think that's the only sensible place for it.
Worship. He might have like a burn spell or something.
Yeah, with Pythoners, God, I'm getting so confused about which Sethuru is which right now.
So the one closest to us in the corner of the dome is Gameslayers.
And Gameslayer Sethuru is the blue on the health tracker, right? Okay. So yeah, he only
Yeah.
needs to do 3 damage to Sethuru to kill him. So he would, if to have the flux for that, he would probably need a migraine. Otherwise, Nightmares Incarnate or Shattermind would do it.
Yep, there's nightmares.
Do we know what the target is?
Probably Sethuru. He's not pinging it.
He could be going for the kill here. He could be trying to get damage on somebody else. He could be setting up for double kill.
Yeah, but there's no reason for him to cast that now. He would just do that later, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And still have Psychic Shield to block it, anyways. And a Nourish from a Cootie. 2/6 on Sethuru.
Oh! That was Pythoner casting Nightmare. So
Oh, yeah, Pythoner
Gameslayer,
cast it, trying to
Gameslayer
kill his.
declared an attack, and then then Python responded with the Nightmares Incarnate. Then he
Where'd he?
shielded the
Where's the
Nightmares
card?
Incarnate, and
Okay,
then
okay.
Pythoner healed Sethuru, so that way the attack didn't kill him.
Wonder why he played the Nightmares there, because he doesn't have lethal on Sethuru.
He might have had one more source of another damage spell, maybe.
Oh, just to test the waters, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe he just wanted to use the mana from Sethur before he died.
True. That's probably why,
Yeah,
actually.
just drop him down
Just
to 1, and then a
yeah.
Cootie could kill pretty easily with a skirmish.
Yep, that's one of those things that notice playing with the new rules. Drawing so many cards, you just want to use your mana efficiently as possible. Because your hand's full of cards sometimes.
Yep, but
Might as well use that mana.
Psychic Shield shuts that down pretty quickly.
Yeah, those 0 mana cards are actually really good too, because you can just play them whenever you want. And it's like debating on playing Mind Palace at this point because there's so many cards. You just want to play them all. Especially
But
round 3, be able to play multiples.
that Nourish forced GameStar to have to use a skirmish to get the kill, though, so he doesn't have the action to lead at all.
Yep, we have Kenway coming in round 3 because he did not activate Sethuru.
Ooh. So
Vampirism with a migraine.
Gameslayer casts a Migraine
Shielded.
and then a Psychic Vampirism, but Psychic Shield's gonna shut that down as well.
Does the vamp get countered too?
Yes, because Psychic Shield prevents the damage itself.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
the
so
life loss.
that's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah. The disarm still happens though.
Sure.
And this is a Cutie's activation, by the way.
Yep, disarm being -2 attack, -2 skirmish, so just the opposite of frenzy.
So we've seen Psychic Shields from both sides. Must be a
I
good
do miss
card.
the old frenzy though, being able to just get a free attack. I wonder if they're gonna make cards that are like just make an attack because they have the provoke the beast where you just make an attack action with the outsider, which is a rather strong card. And I wonder if we'll see that because it's dead right now. If one of them's playing it,
Which card? Provoke the Beast?
yeah, because the beast's not out yet.
Yeah, the Sound Ambassador is quite the beast.
Yeah, the big OG is the beast of all the beasts.
Ooh, that was a +3 on that attack, but because of the disarm, Sethru survives at 1.
Yep, that migraine mattered still. So I guess he got some value out of that migraine.
Now he will need to hit a +3 on the skirmish to get the kill, or use a card. I guess a card would also work. But Akuti used the Nourish before, so only has 1 mana. He could have a Shatter Mind.
Ooh, he hit it. Oh, he went for a minion.
No,
Oh,
that
that's
was
for the
the
minion kill.
that was the flip
That's the
from the
trigger.
illusion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's tough.
No, that was
If
the
that were,
Akuti's illusion effect there.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Took him a second, and then yeah, because uh,
I bet he wishes he didn't flip though, if he was planning to do the skirmish after.
yeah. I mean, that's huge, but you don't know. It's all hindsight, you know.
Yeah. That being said, Sethu doesn't have a lead and has already activated this round, so there's no actual rush to kill Sethu right now. He could just try and
And
lead or skirmish, and then he has the first activation
Cootie,
next round.
yeah, Cootie's also not close enough to the. Oh my G! Oh, what the
He flipped
heck?
the +3 and got the kill.
That's 3 threes in a row. What did we just see there?
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't even have the predict with Shafathi's illusion because he was too far away, but he just raw dogged it off the top. And we got a chemo coming in round 4.
Yeah,
So
and
Gameslayer's gonna be a whole round without a down a hero.
here I was saying he doesn't need to get the kill here. He has the first activation next round. He doesn't need to push so hard for it, but yeah,
No,
he
RG will be
showed me.
proud. They're going for blood. Even a Cootie being disarmed can kill.
He did choose to go into the lane and lead though. I guess he probably was going to go into the lane anyway, even if he didn't hit the +3 and lead. Doesn't need to get the kill, but if he doesn't go there, Gameslayer has 2 activations in a row to clear up minions and lead in there, and he could just lose to Nexus, so he kind of has to.
Yeah, he's forced to. It's too dangerous for him not to.
Right, and so if he's going in there, he might as well skirmish anyway. So that was just lucky, but he was probably fine even if he didn't get the
Wow.
kill there.
Yes. And he's got a lead with a Cootie, so he's no lead on the dome. So it looks like Sakoshi could lead in the dome, win the outsider. Choose Game Slayer still the advantage because he's going to be pushing lane still.
And here we see Yami doing one of those things that wasn't allowed before, but with the new skirmish rules, and we saw Yami skirmish, hit Akuti, and kill a minion with the same action.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Cootie just like got better with the new rules.
So we saw
I wonder
worship
when she's
onto
going to stop getting better.
So Yami worshipped onto Akuti, skirmished on Akuti, killed a minion, and then attacked a minion. So all the minions are gone, and now Sakoshi is going to come in here, and
Oh, he's just going for Nexus.
all the minions are dead, so he's going to go for Akuti now.
Yeah. Well, because if he leads with a 3, he just wins, right?
Does he? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6,
It's game. That's over.
9 to 4. Yeah.
Yep. That
Oh,
was quick.
that was fast. That math is right, right? 4,
Yeah, because he's up
6,
a
9,
hero, and they
9 to
cancel
4.
out their because he has no minions. Yeah. So you got the 5, and then the 2 heroes with leads cancel out. So it's 5 damage exactly.
Yep. Did he flip the lead yet? Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He
he just
flipped the
showed
cell
it.
screen.
Yep.
Okay.
That was unexpected. Saw a little blood, and then just a really fast push out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a nice 19-minute game there, other than the first part that I
You're
screwed up.
like
But
Nexus round 4. It's like round 2.
now that whole game, even like we only had to miss probably about 5 minutes of the game before the with stream issues. So that was like a 25-minute game.
Yeah, it was just like basic openers, and then the discharge and the smack, and that was pretty much what the stream missed. But yeah, that was a very fast game. Didn't expect that. Well, Game Slater got the win on Nexus. Exactly 5 damage to the Nexus.
Yep. Do we want to go
And
talk to the players?
yeah, sure.
move first.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd been able to predict with him, there would have been a better chance.
I was very surprised you would burn your you would use your discharge on the unstoppable.
My hope there was that the average flips of the deck are pretty good, and so my thought was Satheru was the biggest danger to my Satheru.
Okay.
And otherwise, I was thinking that this. So I knew I was in a pretty rough position there already. So my play was I'm just going to hope that Unstoppable flips 2+2s.
So it's worth noting that so of the last 3 cards I had, I had another Psychic Vampirism discharge.
Yeah. So
wow.
So like your Satheru couldn't have left the dome really, but yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it probably, but yeah. So I was telling Gameslayer this. I completely when C-Dubs, when you stepped in, I just ended up spacing out a little bit after that, and I just totally didn't cast Psychic Shield when Sathera moved into the dome.
Oh, you didn't, because you could have just cast it there.
You should just
I had both in hand on round 1, and just with like everything kind of taking like several minutes to get everything sorted out there, I just completely spaced out, didn't cast it, and just said, yeah, I'll take the probably like 4 damage. And then it was 5, and then I realized like right after, it's like right after I attacked, I realized, wait, I didn't have to take the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was my fault. That was me.
Blame
that was my fault.
I mean, what else are you gonna Psychic Shield in my deck other than Migraine, Soul Scream, Discharge, and I guess Yamiul?
To be fair to you, Ryan, I don't know that I'm not convinced I would have necessarily noticed it, even if we didn't get interrupted, but that it probably didn't help.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. You guys' flips were nuts too. Like,
oh yeah, but on both sides.
Yes, the 3 in a row. And then 2 in a row, like,
dude, 3 threes in a row kills my Satheru. I'm like, I'll do this risky play, but it'll work out because I've got Psychic Vampirism and Migraine, and even if he hits me, I've got Disarm for it because I want to get low from Shafathi. That's why I'm not disarming him.
Yeah, and then I just totally miscounted at the end and forgot that he still had 2 hero activations left after me because I didn't get to activate Satheru.
Yeah. Well,
so.
Well, you really needed to have calculated that immediately because you should have immediately not necessarily noticed, but immediately it's like I need to put 2 heroes in the lane this round.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one from Sakoshi does it. He's the 5th minion.
Yeah. So that was just I was really hoping with Shafathi that I was going to get the 2+2s to get him to 3 and then have nightmares to kill your Sathera before you get to do anything, since the hope was then that if you have to like not have Psychic Shield and other stuff, but which obviously you did have anyway. But that was kind of my hope of like, if I'm going to win, that's probably my, it's going to be really hard if you manage to keep Sathera alive anyway. So that was, I mean, because that, if you did that, then you'd have to, I don't know if you would have gone with like Sakoshi or something, or Yami if I'd actually somehow managed to get the kill. Obviously, with cards in hand, that wasn't happening, but yeah, that was my hope, is that the Unstoppable better. I could do that, and then versus Yami and Sakoshi, I could keep my Sathera alive for at least an activation. But
yeah, the real big deal is that I activated my Satheru, you didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think he had another hero to actually interact with the middle. He had to just Akudi had to actually attack another middle.
Yeah, so Akudi.
Yeah, I activated my Satheru, you didn't. That meant I had 1 extra activation this round, and you was looking pretty dead.
Yeah. And so like to not just instantly lose, Akudi would have had to have gone into the lane and attacked a minion. I mean, and at that point, you can just have.
Well, if Akudi had not attacked Satheru at all, you would have survived here, but you would have lost the dome.
Yeah, because you would have left someone in the dome, lost the dome, and then that just puts me super far behind anyway.
Yeah, you would have lost the dome, and then Akudi's looking real scrumptious.
Yeah. Either that, or you could have used the Nightmares Incarnate on a minion, but in that case, you still lose the dome.
Yeah, the Nightmares Incarnate into my Psychic Shield was pretty lucky of me.
Yeah.
Like, I drew 7 zeros this game. Look at the stack that Satheru has of casted spells.
Yeah, just all 0 mana cards.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a delay as I checked the rules channel to see if I still didn't get healed from migraine. Because,
we
you
were
know,
wondering
migraine
that
does
too.
heal ignoring armor, but not ignoring psychic shield.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Psychic Shield reduces the damage, so you're not dealing damage to heal off of.
At all, yeah.
But...
Do we have any questions from the chat, by the way? Just wanna chat hasn't been saying a whole lot, but I just wanna
I'm
ask
not
chat real quick.
surprised. This was a very impromptu stream. Did you even did you even advertise it?
We didn't get to advertise it. We literally set the stream up like right before we started. But
you could have spent more time flipping before you flipped the cards, man. It was fine.
It was a very fast game, so
it was. It really was.
We spent more time getting it set up than actually playing. Streaming the game.
Absolutely. I was really terrified. I was expecting when you decided to move Akudi in here, that meant you had a presence and you was going to presence, and that was going to be really bad for me.
Yeah, that was I mean, yeah. So
you kept only one. You kept 5 cards, and I was like, I think he probably has a presence. That would be really bad for me.
Yeah, and so the awkward thing there is that I wanted to mulligan more cards for the presence. I ended up mulliganing the just an Unstoppable, I think it was. No, or just
Ice Wall.
And so I kept. I mean, so the thing was, I kept the Nourish because I knew that I'd want that. I kept 2 Psychic Shields because it's like I really don't want to throw those away, and then, you know, I kept it so I could, you know, get around things like Skytear Discharge. So I just didn't play it because I, you know, with your Cythera, I was expecting things like that, and just like I figured I would prefer, like, I kept some damage, some healing, some Psychic Shields, and a 3-mana card, which was the Unstoppable that I played. And then I was like, I want to discard something, so I got rid of the Ice Wall since I knew that there was a chance that I'd get a free lead off of the deck with Shafathi, which I did. And it's just like I didn't want to discard any of the other cards I had in the hopes of like maybe presence, which, you know, obviously I don't think there actually was a presence in the top bunch of cards. There was a presence several cards in, but I don't think I was
4 cards in because you predicted twice and threw away once.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't think I was getting there. On a mulligan is like that's always the risk, is like I have cards that are good enough that I don't want to discard them for a random card. But if I could and happen to get presence, that would probably be better, you know?
You almost have to just do your whole hand if you're gonna do it, just to ensure that's your best probability.
He had 2 Psychic Shields. You're gonna keep the Psychic Shields, so
yeah. It's like in this matchup, I'm gonna keep the Psychic Shields. I'm gonna keep the Nourish. I'm gonna keep the Nightmares that I had, and then I want to keep at least 1/3, and that left just deciding. It's like, okay, I'm gonna discard the other 3. Like,
arguably one of the mistakes you might have made is with your Shafathi move at the very beginning of the game. You put Shafathi here, which meant that my Yami was able to go here. If you had put Shafathi here and I went here, your Akudi could still have worshipped, moved over to here, and then attacked.
Yeah. No, that probably would have been.
That would have saved your minion, which would have saved you this game.
Yeah. No, so I've been debating which hex to end up in, and I think it depends a lot sometimes on the matchup.
I think with a Yami, you want to end up
but yeah, no, with especially
I think otherwise I lock you out of the dome.
Yeah, and so that was the awkward part, is because I knew I wanted to get Cytheru into that dome. One of the most awkward parts about playing this particular deck is that I tend to want to get all of my heroes into the same dome so that my mages can pile up on the enemy heroes. But it gets awkward on round 1 if the enemy is also piling into that dome, because then you end up with just kind of a wall of heroes. And obviously in this game, I got all of my heroes in, but it was at the cost of having to spend both Cytheru and Akudi taking 2 actions to actually get into the dome. And then Akudi wanted to worship to try to keep Cytheru alive, because I was a little bit worried that you were going to have Sakoshi move up, mark him, and try to kill Cytheru before.
Because we know each other's deck lists, since we are on the same team and we've been playing with each other, so we know each other's deck lists.
Yeah.
I was never going to do that with Sakoshi, because I'm like, the only value, he doesn't have Time Warp, so the only value he gets here is if he clear mines or releases the spirits, my mark, when I attack with a Sakoshi, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I called it. I was like, he's taking the safe play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's So it's just that I didn't actually. I don't think I had those in hand at the
You
time.
had a release
so
that you mulliganed, but that might have been from your 2-card draw.
I mulligan. Wait.
I'm sorry,
no,
not mulligan, but you drew
I
2
predicted
cards and then
away.
you threw away release.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I did not keep. I didn't keep any releases. I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, the other issue with that play was I believe you didn't have a lead in the dome yet, so you needed to get Sakushi in to lead with.
No, he led with Safathi at
No.
the start. It was a.
Yeah,
It was
Oh, right. No,
a
you attacked a
prediction.
minion. You attacked. I was talking about you, Gameslayer, but yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay,
attacked him.
I did not want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Satheru led.
Satheru led. I really wanted to
Right.
get the. I really wanted to get the illusion down so that I was immediately at 3, so I could instantly go for the migraine play to kill Satheru
Yeah.
when Satheru activated. But then I was like, no, I have to go the safe play. I'm gonna lead, and I ended up only drawing two threes this game. So they were very helpful.
Well, that's enough.
I mulliganed a single card, and got my second 3, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
think
you didn't have the second 3, maybe I survive.
Yeah.
But you probably win the dome at that point. You potentially just go for the dome, and
yeah, I would have gone for the dome instead. I would have. I would have loved tapped your towers and won the dome. But you'd got Kanui out. Kanui's great.
Yeah, it's definitely awkward. Like I like going first with this deck, but navigating the first round and a half can be pretty difficult just because they're like in this game, like I was prioritizing getting my heroes into the dome because I realized, especially after taking all the damage with the Satheru and having the Nourish in hand, Akuti is the only one who can cast the Nourish, so I really wanted Akuti in the dome, which is why once that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the 2 actions to get Akuti in the dome.
Yeah, the Nourish was big. I was quite lucky in some respects that I managed to hit 3 damage off of my 2 flips, which is average for the deck. Deck has an average modifier of something like 1.5.
Yeah.
I could actually look at it now.
Question though, Pythoner, why was it so important for you to get all your heroes in the dome? Wouldn't I'm wondering why you decided to completely abandon the lane round 1.
So, the thought process is that I really was hoping to be able to go for Skytear Master. I knew that a little bit later on I would potentially have presences that would let me potentially steal the dome later, which can be very powerful. And I have found that in a lot of the games I've played, I can often defend the lane just enough that I don't quite lose, and then win the dome enough that helps me kill a lot of heroes even faster, especially with something like Silent Ambassador, where you're potentially getting a 3+, a 1+, and a 0+. That kills heroes really quickly. You can pretty easily do like half of heroes' health with the Silent Ambassador, and then going first, I get to activate one of my mages and finish them off. And so I've generally found that I'm fine taking a bit of a loss round 1 in the lane, especially if I can get the dome. The other thing is that it's very awkward as the first player with Skytear Master, at least if you don't have the presence, because if you go into the lane, then the other player can give up the lane and guarantee that they actually take the dome. Whereas I have to make the decision, do I want to potentially tie the dome and lose the lane? So the debate, I think, there for me would have been, does Akuti want to worship and get her illusion out, or does Akuti want to attack a minion? Satheru could have potentially also attacked a minion, but I did want to start getting damage in on Yami, and maybe, obviously in the end I ended up going for Satheru because he was easier to kill anyway, so maybe it should have been that Satheru should have attacked a minion over Yami, and then just relied on the fact that I had like Unstoppable in hand and was going to be able to get a lot of damage anyway. So that might have been better, because if both of them attacked a minion, then
if both of them attacked a minion, it would have been a draw in the lane.
It would have been you would have had the choice between winning the lane, losing the dome, or drawing both, which is a lot better for me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I agree that I think that's probably the correct decision.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree heavily with keeping the dome. The thing is, if you lose the dome, it's just going to get bad for you over time. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, and so usually I want to. I think in a lot of other games I've I've played, what I would have done would have been, at least with Akuti, attack the minion instead of getting her illusion out. I was just a little bit concerned about, I really wanted the armor, just in case you decided to go with Sakoshi and Mark,
Right.
and then try to kill Sataru there, because I didn't actually have anything I could do. I couldn't do very much about it. I could have,
Yeah.
I could have
don't-
nourished, but that might not have. I was afraid that might not be enough, and I wanted to, with the illusion plus the nourish, I was pretty sure that he'd survive. Because of course, if Akuti doesn't worship and you manage to kill Sataru, then then it's just potentially just as bad, because you either Sakoshi's in the lane probably at that point, pushing the lane, and we're still tying the dome. But
Well, I don't think it actually, in terms of control in the lane, made a difference whether you attack the minion or place the illusion, because regardless, you were going to get the minion kill. You got the minion kill with the illusion round 2. If you did the other way, you would have got the minion kill round 1. So same number of minions killed.
Yes, but I still think that it's like, if I had to, I guess because Sataru died, that made things awkward, because I went first with Shafathi. And in a different world where I didn't worship, and potentially, it's definitely awkward though, because if Akuti's in the dome and doesn't have the illusion, she'd have to worship, move, and attack, and then she can't lead. And if I want to keep heroes in the dome, then that gets awkward for sure. It probably does have a minion.
The only way that the attack from Akuti on the minion matters instead of the worship is if you would have attacked with the
attacked with Sataru. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I was thinking, is like, well, I'm gonna get the illusion out now, and I can't kill the minion, but that's fine. I'll get a minion later, basically. But yeah, I think it may have been correct to attack a minion with Sataru, because again, if as long as you send either Sataru or Sakoshi into the same dome, like, they're going to end up being an easier target than Yami anyway. So the little bit of damage there might not have been that relevant.
I've always liked about Ashen Pass. The complexity is still there, but it's simple enough that we can go through and actually have like book openings, as it were. I mean, you can have
that is.
But we can talk. But like, this entire game was basically what I would call a book opening.
I think I think the other thing is, I think going up when you activated Akuti, I think you didn't need to go after the kill on Sethru there. Especially since Sethru had already activated.
So that would have been
I think you just move in, attack a minion, and leave.
No, that would have been the correct play. That would have definitely been the correct play.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, like, that would have been the play that doesn't lose right away. Because I miscounted and didn't quite realize, again, that he had still 2 heroes left to activate at that point.
Yeah, you still hadn't killed a minion. So
I was just thinking, it's like, okay, I'll survive by 1, but just miscounted that. The problem is that if I do that, then he won't win the lane by enough to destroy the Nexus, but then he gets to just leave one of the heroes in the dome, lead with anything, and take Silent Ambassador, and then that's going to
I'm gonna pop the tower for like 3 or 4, and that's gonna just put him on a really bad spot.
Yeah, for sure.
The tower's gonna take a bunch of damage.
And then it's gonna be like 5 minions or 6 minions.
Yeah. You were definitely in a
crit, so he doesn't have his quick shots or combustions.
Yeah, and you're drawing 2 more cards than he is that round because you won both.
Yeah, and it was like that would have been the correct play to not lose. I just think I don't think in the long run it makes that much difference, because I think at that point, I think there's, I think things would be kind of stacked enough in his favor that it would have been very hard, I think, to come back from that still.
Yeah, I agree. You were in a bad position.
Yeah, and so again, that's kind of why, when I realized that Sataru was so low on health, that's why I was like, my thought process was that I could potentially actually I had a chance that I was going for of getting the kill with Shafathi. And if I get that, then it's quite a bit less likely, I think, that he actually gets to kill Sataru at least right away. And then Sataru gets to potentially like go out, kill some minions or something. But
it was purely the fact that you didn't activate Sethru first. And it's hard to make that decision, because if you activate Sethru first, he's not going back till round 4.
Yeah, and
you're not getting here until round 4, and so you're guaranteed to lose some serious control point value.
Yeah, one of the reasons I didn't activate Sataru first was, so you had Yami here, and then your Satheru was up here. And so my thought process was that I was going to try to kill Satheru right away. And I was like, I would prefer to activate Satheru first.
He was on 14 at the time, though.
But since your Satheru was at full health, if my Satheru casts Unstoppable, and I flip 2+2s, then that does the 10 or 11 damage. And so my thought process was 2+2s is not unreasonable. Getting too much more than that is definitely less likely. And so the thought process was, assuming I can get about 2+2s, which is not
it's
more
not
than
likely,
average,
but
not
not
by too much. But it's
I mean, you could also get 3+3s, but you know.
In that case, my thought process was, I really want to kill Satheru before he activates, so that he can't kill my Satheru. If I do that, though, then the only hero that can finish off the Satheru with the nightmares is Akuti, because Shafathi is too far away.
And then Akuti
and then I can't cast. Then I can't cast Nourish. So that was kind of the decision there, was to cast Unstoppable, to use Shafathi, and then Satheru can nightmares.
Well,
I
what
got
if
full health and then I take a shield anyway?
What if you what if you had used a worship with Satheru? Then Shafathi could cast nightmares.
Yeah, I mean, then he wouldn't have attacked Yami, right? Oh, you mean have
I could have yeah, I guess Satheru could have
worship first. Yeah, that would have worked.
You could worship, attack, skirmish. That would work as well. I suppose maybe that would have been better. But again, I was also
that probably would have been better. But...
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably end the stream.
I mean, I was still gonna ruin your plans with the migraine, like.
Yeah, and I was like, at that point, I'm like, well, if he has too many cards in hand, there's not a whole lot.
Your play was just never gonna work because I just drew a great hand.
Yeah, and I just didn't. Again, I think it would have been an okay spot if I'd actually cast the Psychic Shield.
I didn't bother migraining you because you only flipped to +1 on the Shafathi attack, but and I wanted to save it for Satheru, but if Satheru was doing it, I would definitely have migrained him.
Yeah, that's fair. But I just remembered to cast that. It would have been a little bit better. But
All right, so we've spent 20 minutes playing and an hour and 40 minutes talking. So
All
right. Well,
congrats, man.
Yeah. Congratulations, Gameslayer, on making it to the semifinals. I guess you play the winner of Apollos and Zambo. And good game, Pythoner. Congratulations on making the quarterfinals.
Yeah, congrats making it.
Any final thoughts?
Good luck in your future games, Gameslayer.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah, Eric, accurate. This is like a degenerate testing session that you're listening to. All right. And on that note,
we have to fill time, guys. The slot is booked for an hour. We had to fill the time.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, and we'll have more qualifier games coming throughout the week. See ya.
See ya. Play more Skytear.